What's up, YouTube? We're back here with another adventure from Skitty's Garage.
What do you think, buddy?
It's pretty sweet, dude.
What time is it and what day is it?
It is 6:33 on Thursday. And about 12 hours, supposed to head to Idaho and go get my motor.
So, had a little issue that you guys will hear about, but luckily we got good friends like Daniel.
There you go.
And this is at his house. Nice little quick machine. And the new adapter plates are done. Well, one's done. Got to get one more and.
Big thanks to Dan for doing
Yeah.
this for us. Also, we need
Thanks, Daniel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll be close enough to make it work for sure. One more, then we're done. All right, it's the night before. The night before
Christmas?
tomorrow. I'm heading out, and we are going to go get not one motor, but two motors. And before we left, we found out that the header bolt pattern on the heads was different than the original adapter plates I had for my new headers. So we were in a crunch because we have to have these to dyno the motor, and we were thinking, you know, we would probably have to go next week. But we made some stuff happen thanks to our good buddy Dan Moore. He actually took this one, took a photocopy of it, and then put it in his program and was able to trace the holes, get it lined up, and then we made our own edition of it so it actually matches the header and not the port on the block, so there's no restriction. And then we cut it out on this fancy dancy little laser, pretty cheap laser. I mean, it's basically just recreational laser. So we cut these out, got these made. He pretty much saved us, and we're still gonna be able to go tomorrow and put these on and get the headers on and dyno it. We have tomorrow and probably Saturday, maybe Sunday. We'll see. All right, dude. Motors, going in cars. Going in this bitch. Alrighty, we made it to Idaho. We are at the engine builder's place, and we're getting the car set up. We're getting the motor set up on the dyno, and we're gonna do a little bit of break-in first. So running it about no more than 5,000 RPM and pump gas, nothing special. Get it broken in, and then after that we'll be doing some dyno tests with our carb setup and some race fuel. So I'm gonna take some videos of the dyno and show you guys what it's about.
I'm gonna go turn the fuel pump on. If you see anything leaking here, raise your hand, I can shut it off.
Okay.
The pressure line isn't tight.
Oh,
Is it?
7/16, half inch, 9/16, I don't know.
Want to hit it again? Looks good.
I didn't get the chance to film while we were there dynoing the motors, so I'm gonna do a little fill-in video to explain things. So what you just saw was the break into the motor. We just ran it as is, got it up to temp, warmed it up, and didn't run it any higher than 5,000 RPM. Then after that, we checked the filter, readjusted the valves, got it all ready, and the next thing we did was some actual dyno pulls, which you'll see right now. So in those pulls, it was using the dyno carb that Ed has set at 32 degrees advance. The first one was 6,500 RPM at the max, and the last one we did was 7,300 RPM at the max. And what we saw was we got about 645 horsepower out of the last pull. So I was super excited about that. The next thing we did was put on our BLP carburetor, and we wanted to do some adjusting of the jets and kind of get our base tune on how we were going to jet the carb for this motor. So what you just saw were the pulls with the BLP carb while we were adjusting the jetting on the carburetor. And while we were doing it, we weren't really seeing any improvement in the motor, which was kind of weird, and it actually started to lose horsepower. So we checked the timing, and the timing is actually set at 25 degrees advance. So we lost our timing somehow, and we figured out that it was actually the distributor. We lost the distributor gear. The one that got put on there was a composite gear, which we don't know why it was put on there, but luckily they had a bronze one. So we swapped it over, got it all set up, and we actually adjusted our timing back to 32 degrees advance, and we did our final pulls. that was it, you guys. That was the dyno runs that we did over at the engine builders, Ed Nero. What we ended up finding was we made about 668 horsepower with the motor. Peak torque was 515 foot-pounds. So I'm super happy with how the motor turned out. It's a really conservative tune on the motor. It really doesn't drop off torque the whole time. It's completely flatline and it stays in that 500 range all the way from 5,500 to about 7,500 RPM, which is super cool. Gotta say thank you to Ed Nero. He did a great job on this motor. He was able to come up with a really cool package and something that I think will work really well with this car. I also want to thank my Uncle Steve. At the beginning of this build, I asked him to take care of the motor project. He stepped up and did it. So he's been working with Ed on this whole build, figuring out what they're gonna run, what components, and exactly what they were gonna do. Thank you, Uncle Steve. You did a great job with this one. I'm super excited to put it in the car and actually get to drive it and see how it feels. So there will be more to come on this. We're gonna start putting it into, we're gonna get ready to put it into my car. And this weekend, Tori is actually heading over to go get his motor. First thing you'll see is us put Tori's motor in because we're gonna get it done super fast. It's already been in, there's nothing that needs to change. And then after that, it'll be straight to my car until it's finished. Enjoy some B-roll before the end of the video. Peace.